Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, and
Hey.
you are in for quite a show today.
Quite a show indeed.
Do you want to tell them why?
Yeah, well, first things first, as you can see, we have this fancy schmancy microphone in front of
Ooh,
us.
now it's fancy. It is the fanciest of schmants.
And that is very important to a big announcement we'll be making in a few moments. But you know how most people say, I got good news and bad news.
Ooh, just like my doctor.
Everybody says, let's start with the bad news, because you want to
Yes.
end on a good note.
Exactly.
So let's begin with this announcement. Andy's birthday has been moved to today.
How old
Today?
Is he? How old is he now?
It was just a quick bit, I don't know. Next announcement is I'm not reviewing movies anymore. Boom.
Wow. Boom.
Boom.
Dropping the mic. You dropped
And I'm not
it.
reviewing games anymore.
Oh!
Shot through the heart and you're to blame. You give love a bad name.
And I am actually my own grandfather due to time travel shenanigans.
Oh, does that have any bearing on PMI?
No.
Okay,
Keep this
so
to yourself.
Let's get a little bit more into this. So, with movie reviews, I'm sure you guys have noticed that very appropriately, the
Wipe
last
away the tears.
movie that I reviewed was The Best Man Holiday.
Ooh,
And that
good
movie
one.
just made me think, I think I'm done here.
Life is
No.
just not. Oh.
Honestly, I think I've said all I can say. How many times can I say, it was great? It was great. It was good. Over and over again. It's just, I am not a critic. I'm not well-spoken specifically. And I'm a filmmaker first. If people ask me, what do? I certainly don't say I review movies. No, I say I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We come here, we don't critically analyze anything.
Jesus, there you go. That's why.
It's more of a free-form discussion.
Right, which is cool, which is fun, but for me, as a film lover, as a filmmaker, someone who is inspired by films, it really got to the point where this became very mechanical. It was like, see the movie, write my notes, review the movie, repeat. And that's not how I want it to be, and once it became that, once I was conscious of the fact that it was really just becoming this, wash, rinse, repeat cycle, I don't want to do it like that anymore. But that doesn't mean that we're done talking about movies.
No,
we're done talking about games.
still want to talk about what we love.
We're
Right.
gonna
We're
talk
not
about.
stopping.
We're not dead yet.
No. So why don't we get to the exciting change?
Yeah.
Okay.
The big announcement that we were talking about last week is that we are going to be delving into the world of podcasts.
Ooh.
Now, the reason that we never, ever left the world of YouTube is because for a long time, YouTube was the only place to be. It made no sense to leave. And honestly, now, with all the different changes that happen all the time,
They kind of dropped the ball.
yeah, they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable putting all my eggs into the
Yeah.
YouTube basket anymore. So we are branching out. We're still going to post on YouTube, of course. We're going to be doing the Monday show and the Friday show and other things, when we see fit. But primarily, it's going to go to the Monday and the Friday show and, clips for the commentary tracks and stuff like that.
We're like a bacteria,
Spreading into podcasts where we will be doing more original content, and that is for we'll have a movie podcast, a gaming podcast,
Everything.
a classic film podcast with Paul. He's going to be coming back. That's why he's been kind of figuring out what he's doing. That's what we're going to do. And so you're wondering, where are the top 10s? Where are the reviews? Well, the top 10s will be on these podcasts. We got a gaming podcast coming next week, the movie podcast coming next week. They're going to be starting up. We will let you know where to find them. We're going to be doing top 10 games.
Yep.
Top 10 movies.
And top 10 things that I enjoyed about the day.
Yes. Honestly, guys, there are a ton of super talented reviewers that are reviewers. They're not filmmakers, they're reviewers. Maybe some of them are interested in making films, but primarily right now, if you were to ask them what they do, they would tell you they review films and they do it damn well.
They have
Yes, they do.
opinions.
And I love watching them every week, and I want to make sure you guys check them out. You can fill the void of our reviews, if you will, with these if you want to.
reviews,
Right,
yeah.
formal reviews. By checking out these people. They're all linked in the info, and I highly recommend every single one of them. They are all fantastic. So that's all well and good. We'll be doing some original stuff. We're still going to talk about movies. I don't not want to talk about movies. I just don't want to review them just, again, like on a cycle. It gets really boring. It really kind of was killing it for me. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, do I know how it's going to go? I have no idea.
And that's what pretty much it is about, you guys.
Yeah.
We're not
Having
like
no idea what's going on.
We're not a lockdown show anymore. Every week you get a new surprise.
Which leads us to,
Oh!
again, 3.0. Where did that go?
Oh, my blood pressure
We talked about it
hands.
last week, and obviously, as you can see, we're kind of just in the middle of who knows what, where we are.
But Eric, why are you such a slacker? Why don't you
Why
care?
am I slacking?
Why
It's
don't
not
you
like
care?
I'm running other businesses on the side.
Ah.
No, the main thing here is don't lose sight of what matters
important
about pretty much it.
with this, yeah.
Not to pat ourselves on the back, but us three and the rest of the group,
Yeah,
Lauren,
I mean-
Kevin, Paul. This is
That's the
pretty much
content.
it. You know what I mean? it doesn't matter what's behind us. And by putting importance on it, we accidentally brainwashed you into thinking that it matters. It really doesn't matter at
Sorry
all.
about that.
So I apologize for doing that.
I hate accidentally brainwashing people, except for when, like, they have sex with me.
What?
So for now, we're going back to basics. We don't know what it's going to look like. Who knows? Who cares? The basics of it is us.
Content.
Our goofy, stupid banter about movies. And that's all it really is. That's all it really needs to be. So for now, we're starting over at 0, I guess. And we're going to branch off from there and see how it goes.
And really, you should subscribe to the podcast.
Absolutely. Look into it. We're not going to explain to you how to do that. Look into it. Check it out. It's really, really cool. It's all linked in the info and stuff like that.
Tell your friends.
And,
tell your parents.
You know who's known about this for a week longer than most?
Who?
Patreon supporters.
Oh, those lucky guys.
A couple of other cool things here. If you're a Patreon supporter, you knew we were doing the podcast. You've been listening to it already. The podcast is pretty much the same, but it's going to be a little more extended. It's going to be uncensored, so there's a couple of reasons to check it out along with this or in place of, whatever you want to do. But the main thing is, with Patreon, we have lowered the cost of all reward tiers. It's not per episode, it's just per month. It's much easier, and everything is cheaper. So if you were like, I love this, it's a little too pricey for me, check it out now because a lot of them are considerably lower.
Yeah.
And so if you want to support us and the crazy stuff we're doing, we're trying to figure out what to do next, and we could certainly use your help. Definitely check out patreon.com/prettymuchit. We really appreciate the support, and we really hope that you're enjoying all the bonus clips, getting things early, all that stuff. So let's get into this week's news, starting off with movie news. And by the way, I will say that we are recording this, shooting this, whatever you will, on Wednesday, not Thursday as we usually do, or as we'd prefer to on Friday, but there's just no time to get it up if we do that. So we do record on Thursdays, we shoot on Thursdays, and for today, we're doing it on Wednesday.
Yes.
So hopefully we don't miss any massive news, but it's very possible we will. That being said, why don't we get into it?
Let's hop right on it.
Starting off with some Marvel news.
Oh, that's, pretty much it. It wouldn't be... If we didn't have any Marvel news, I think if Marvel were to die overnight, pretty much it would cease to exist.
So, Ant-Man. We got Edgar Wright tweeting out about Ant-Man, and he tweeted something that said, doing homework or something like that. And it was an image from Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is a cartoon. And I hear it's a fantastic cartoon.
I actually saw the episode in question.
Oh, and how was it?
Well, it's a cartoon. Well...
It was just...
It's good for kids.
Okay. So it's not like a cartoon, like a Batman straight-to-DVD type of thing.
No, it's not like...
It's no Batman animated series.
Okay, it's not terrible, but it's also
more for
like...
kids.
I wouldn't... Yeah,
all right, that's fine. Well, apparently in this episode there are multiple Ant-Mans, because one steals the other's costume or something like that. And it's very possible that this will come up in the movie, because keep in mind, they said it's a heist film.
Well,
and that's the plot of that episode.
Well, also, we figured out that years ago, Edgar Wright came out, when it was announced that Edgar Wright was writing Ant-Man, he said that it was going to be a heist movie, but it was also going to star Hank Pym and Scott Lang. And the way they were going to do that was have Hank Pym be a really old dude who was Ant-Man in the past.
Okay.
And then Scott Lang steals it, and he becomes... Ant-Man, which happens in the comics.
So wait, this is like some kind of Watchman stuff, like with the old superheroes and the new generation?
Well, no, it's only two. It happens in the comics. In the comics, Hank Pym isn't an old dude, but what happens is this Scott Lang dude comes up, he's like, I'm gonna steal the Ant-Man suit.
So he's years later, though.
Michael, I never knew you were like an Ant-Man aficionado.
Stuff.
You're the Ant-Man.
I am the
Ant-Man.
I'm the man. I'm the Ant-Man's man.
We've got some news about X-Men, Days of Future Past /
guys.
Apocalypse.
Oh.
Now, name the bad guys in the first X-Men movie. Go.
Mr. Metalman.
Magneto and Toad.
Done! Stop right there. Toad will be in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Who gives a shit?
Why? I don't know. I don't care.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
I guess it dies.
I don't know. Something shitty. Something really stupid and lame.
It's an awful, awful line from the movie.
It's a classic, though, at this point because of that.
I remember... I have a very vivid memory of before X-Men 1 came out, I remember seeing character posters in my local movie theater.
And there was one for Toad.
And there was one for Toad, like he was a really important key
and he just
factor.
had his tongue sticking out, probably.
Sticking out, like, ooh,
now let me ask you, is it the same?
No, it's not. It's a different guy.
It's not Ray Park?
No.
Oh, man.
He's busy with the Star Wars prequels, maybe. Sequels, excuse me.
Maybe.
The other bit of news, though, is that X-Men Apocalypse, of course, we know that's coming. We talked about that. Bryan Singer is not confirmed to be doing it yet. But, I'm just going to guess right now he probably will.
I mean, what
I have
else
a feeling Days of Future Past is going to do well. I think that they're going to bring him back.
Like, what else is he doing? Really?
I'm still a little weary. of Mr. Singer. As much as I loved X2,
Right.
Every
He also
movie,
did X3.
Every movie he's done since
He
then
didn't do X3.
has been pretty terrible.
Who did X3?
Brett Ratner.
Oh, is that
Oh.
right? I forgot.
Yeah. Never forget. Never
Oh.
forget.
Never
Forget. Hashtag never forget.
Never forget
All
what
right, so then
happened.
I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. You know what? Let's base it off of Days of Future Past. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And there's the talk of Hugh Jackman saying that he will only return for Wolverine if he
If it's a
likes
good
the script.
script.
It's a good script.
Yeah, that's how he's been doing the
That's
last
how
time.
he was in the Wolverine because
Yeah.
he really liked
And Wolverine.
that script. Origins.
God, yeah.
Wolverine was good.
Hugh Jackman looked at that script and said, "This is it. This is gonna change everything.
This is it.
This is it." He starts singing because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman.
Well, guess what?
What?
I have no segue for this, but we have some Planet of the Apes news.
Oh, Eric.
Planet of the
I don't
Apes.
even want to
Yes.
do this show.
Return to the Revenge of
What is the new one
it?
called? Dawn of the Planet of the Apes,
Dawn
I
of the
guess?
Planet of the Apes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've got some news about the... This is confusing. It's not Planet of the Apes 3, obviously. It's the third Planet of the Apes prequel. So,
Okay, so
yeah.
it's like negative.
It's negative one, I guess,
Yeah.
assuming that's the last one, right?
Planet of the Apes -1. Dawn
Okay.
of the Rise.
Dawn of the Rise of the Planet of My Mom. And basically what we have is a confirmation. Oh, this is how we tie him in. A director is confirmed. That's the segue.
Eric.
Matt Reeves will be returning from, he just did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He's returning for this one, untitled so far, unscripted, on everything. We don't know when it will be exactly, as far as I know.
Cool.
But he'll be returning. And you know what that means to me? That this is going to be a damn good movie, Dawn of the
Yeah,
Planet of the Apes,
wait,
because they
did
want
he-
him back.
He did the first one, right?
No, he
he
didn't.
did.
He's doing
That's
this
the
one.
thing.
That's right.
But
yeah.
apparently, if they've seen it and they've said, we want you back, then I'm sure it's good.
Well, another reason why they could be wanting him to get his heels back in the studio is it looks like this movie is going to be really different from the first one. Like it's about like
It's got Gary
war.
Oldman yelling.
Gary Oldman yells
Yeah.
at someone. So the third movie is probably going to be like a continuation of the second one because like this is kind of like a big jump. It's like
Yeah.
at first in the first
James
movie
Franco's
everything
dead.
was okay.
I
I guess he's dead, yeah.
Yeah, and then so now this one the world's all
Yeah.
monkeys are taking over.
It's monkey
monkey.
Hashtag monkey f- That's maybe what they should use.
Hashtag monkey. He walks over and says, "I need to speak with Caesar. Monkey."
I need to speak to that monkey f- We do have some news about Pixar. Their next short, it's a Monsters University short, Monsters Inc. or whatever you want. No, it's Monsters University specifically because it's about a frat party. It's called Party Central, and it was supposed to be before The Good Dinosaur, but that got pushed off. They don't want to wait until that comes out, so they're going to actually put it with the Muppet movie, the new one coming out.
Okay.
So this is the
What?
first time like a Pixar movie has done a little short.
Not advertised before, but done a short before live. It's a live action Muppets movie. There you go.
That's a pretty good double feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'm
if
down with
I'm
it.
gonna see the Muppets, get a little bit of Monsters Inc.
Absolutely.
why not?
I'm a happy boy.
Yeah.
Happy.
I'm
boy.
a happy boy.
Now,
and then I
uh,
leave the theater and I become a very sad boy.
Well,
and I
guess
touch
what?
myself.
This sounds a lot like what happens to me with Adam Sandler. He does a movie like Reign Over Me, and I'm a happy boy. And then he does Grown Ups, and I'm a sad boy. Why can't he do more movies where he actually does a damn good job?
Because he's a con artist.
Well, guess what? Speaking of con artists, CONARTIST, I'm going to stop you there, COBBLER,
I can't
The
even.
Cobbler.
All right, don't ever try to make that
I'm
kind
sorry.
of segue.
Tom McCarthy, who did Win-Win, which I was a big fan of. I don't know if you saw that movie.
Nope.
He's an actor. He's a director.
Yeah.
He is doing a movie called The Cobbler, starring Adam Sandler, and we got our first look at it. It just looks like Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler fix and shoot. Oh, and the synopsis. All right,
No.
you're gonna
Listen,
love this.
yeah,
Wait,
listen.
Jake, I want everybody to pay attention to Jake's actual reaction to
Okay,
this news. The
here we
plot of the story is that Adam Sandler plays a friendly cobbler, but
Uh,
Is this like
Listen.
post 9/11?
It's post 9/11.
9/11. But he has the magical gift to cobble anybody's shoes, and once he cobbles those shoes, he lives a life walking in their shoes.
And this is present day. This is like
I don't know. I guess
What
so.
does that
Who gives a
matter?
shit?
it matters.
Okay, no.
Everything.
This takes place in the year 3000.
Okay.
Adam Sandler is a futuristic cobbler that he doesn't work with shoes anymore. They're holographic feet
All right.
projections.
So wait, are you trying to say like okay, so like a hot lady walks in and he fixes her shoes, and then all of a sudden he's a girl?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
all we know is that it's not just a straight up comedy. It's a comedy. It's a drama, and this is what I love Adam Sandler doing.
Well, it is a shame because Adam Sandler, if you've seen his serious movies,
He's
he can
so
be
talented.
He could be a very good actor,
Yeah.
although he can also be a monster of a person.
Well, I tell you-
because like all of his movies for the past 10 years have been fucking scam after scam
Yep.
after scam.
I tell you what though, if this, even though this sounds a little goofy on paper, the fact that
It's Tom McCarthy though.
but it's not his production company. It's not his.
No,
it's not
no,
Happy
he's
Madison.
acting in someone's
it's just
movie. That's
him
it.
being
That's
somewhere else.
usually
That's
when.
good.
That's when
usually
it's
when.
good.
Like
So-
Funny People, which was okay.
But he was good in that.
Yeah.
Whether the movie was
Oh,
good or
yeah.
not is different.
No,
he was great.
He was good.
But I'm looking forward to this only because I love the.
What the?
This is an advertisement for Philips Hue lights.
Wow, that was good.
At sunset, they come on in my room, and if you're listening to the podcast, you have no fucking clue why we just did that. Lights came
Does that
on.
really happen in your apartment at Sunday?
At sunset, yeah.
Wow.
I've never heard of that being a thing.
If you
before.
want to see the lights come on, go to
.com
youtube.com.
slash pretty much it. Hey, you can see it. But so anyway, Tom McCarthy, that being said, it was getting dark, so that's good. That being said, I'm looking forward to the movie because I like the director.
Yeah.
I like the actor when he's doing good things, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe the end of the shitty Adam Sandler movie.
No.
Now that's a great segue
You're
right
right,
there
it's
because
over.
guess what just got announced yesterday?
What
Don't
is
take
it?
it.
What is it? What is it?
Paul
Blart
Blart 2.
Yes.
Electric.
No, it's
Electric
not.
Slide.
No, that's not what it's
No,
called.
Yeah.
it's just called, I don't know, nothing.
Paul
We don't
Blart
know.
2. No,
I
it's
don't know.
called Paul Blart 2. Go f yourself.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Kevin James is like right under Adam Sandler in like the I'm gonna do this just for money and I hate everyone kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And he's
like-
thank God Farley died.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Otherwise there'd be no market for me.
Farley had talent, whereas Kevin James walks onto a movie set, and does
Falls over on a banana
down.
peel and he's like,
No,
wow!
He falls down and then he gets punched in the balls and he goes, oh!
And he looks at the camera and goes,
oh!
I didn't sign up for this.
Well, I wasn't supposed to be here today.
Well, I
That's-
tell
that's
you.
Clerks.
Oh, okay.
Well, Here Comes the Boom was okay.
Actually, yes, I did enjoy that movie, but
When he's a
I don't
wrestler?
Know, I don't
Yeah.
know what
Really
the factor
good.
was. I think it was just because the director did a good job making it look like he was really getting hurt. I think that's what
Yeah.
it was. I felt bad for him,
Yeah.
legitimately. So I don't know, but Paul Blart though. Did you see Paul Blart?
Did you
Yeah,
see
I
the
did.
Zookeeper?
He was just trying to get. It was honestly about a guy just trying to get his rocks off. Like he was a mall security guard. His life sucked, and he was trying to bang the girl working at the kiosk, and it just wasn't working out for him.
And
Now,
then
it's
what?
funny
Until the
because
place got heisted.
in
then
my
terrorist
mind,
attack?
it's hard for me to separate this from Observe and Report.
Oh, so it's gonna be Paul Blart, but he's
Basically.
gonna be in the Kenyan Mall.
I don't know where he's
What?
going.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened? What? I don't remember. What are you talking about?
In Kenya, there was like a
You don't read the
terrorist
news.
invasion in a
Oh
mall.
no! Oh, I didn't hear about
Only
this.
Kenya had Paul Blart.
Oh, dude, no. I don't care about the world. I care about movies.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
All right.
But yeah, so Paul Blart,
If only he
Kenya
was there.
Stampede.
Kenya Stampede. Yeah.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it. What they'll call it, we don't know.
And the poster would show Paul Blart like running
No,
away.
he's facing away from us, and it's a bunch of Kenyans.
Yeah, and he's running towards them.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he's on his little Segway and he's looking out over the plains of Africa.
Yeah,
He's on Pride Rock.
Also, there during the trailer for this movie, there's going to be a scene where he's running and he's out of breath because he's not
he's
in
fat
shape.
and it's funny.
He's in his stop and he's going to go.
Well,
wait.
hey,
Yeah.
so you know what? If he's gonna get tired, if he's running, how about instead of run, you walk? And speaking
Alright.
of Paul's,
Paul Walker?
Paul Walker. So
What do we got this
Is
time?
he back from the dead?
no, he's
Ah,
not.
Damn it.
But what they're actually gonna do, speaking of that, is they have announced, they being the fine folks
They?
behind
The Grand Council.
I guess, is it Paramount? I forget. Yeah, behind
Yeah.
Fast and Furious
the
7.
Fast Council.
What they announced that they are officially going to retire his character, not
Yeah.
kill him off, because that would be rough.
Oh, so there's going to be a scene where he says, "I'm Paul Walker and I got to go back to my home planet."
He's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna leave. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have never expected to cry in a Fast and Furious movie. I'm gonna be crying my eyes out just knowing what it means in the
Yeah,
movie.
but, like-
when he they're gonna probably film his brother from behind, shaking everyone's hands and walking into the sunset. I'm gonna be a mess because he died.
I know nothing about the Fast and the Future movies, and this might be a Fast and the Future. You'll understand why I was about to say that. The Fast and the Furious movies. When
In
Doc,
the future.
when Doc Brown shows up in a DeLorean, but no, so it wasn't Tokyo Drift a twist to turn out like that was in the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are
I
they
think
gonna
everyone
have
knows
to-
that by now.
Are they going to have to do something with
I
that?
don't know. I don't
'Cause
know.
Was Paul Walker in that movie?
No.
He wasn't.
No, it's fine. It's clean. It's, like a
It's clean. All right, yeah.
We wiped the weapon clean. It's
Yeah.
okay.
No, the only one they gotta worry about is Vin Diesel and.
Clear your throat, please. For those
Anytime- yeah.
listening to the podcast, Jake just fell out of his chair, doubled over. Are you okay?
Anytime you talk about Vin Diesel, his throat closes up.
Well, guess what?
Yeah, your EpiPen?
Let's talk about Vin Diesel once more.
Please.
Just kidding. We're not going to. That's the end of the movie news.
Okay. Well,
But I'm excited about this because now we've got some game news to talk about.
All right.
And there's a couple things I'm excited to talk about for reals.
okay. Yeah, let's save the big thing for last.
Okay.
Which, is what you're very excited about.
You want to say that for last? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Then second to last should be
Don't tease us now.
the second most exciting thing.
Okay.
So start off with what I hopefully you and I are on the same wavelength. What is the least exciting of the three?
The steam machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Steam machine.
Steam machine. Show me that steam machine.
Steam machine.
I hope everybody knows what we're talking about.
That's a YouTube reference.
Go on.
I swear to God, if the steam machine doesn't come in a box with dry ice in it, I'm gonna.
And as soon as you open it,
Yeah.
a little bit of water drips
Yeah,
down onto it, so it steams open.
Steam happens.
But yeah, that would be smart because every kid would touch it and burn their
Exactly.
hand off.
Oh my God.
Kids are stupid.
Don't play with dry ice, kids.
Well, we've talked about the steam machines for a while now. And
I can't not think of steam.
I
cheese
know.
machine.
We've talked
cheese
about these
machine.
devices
Go on.
for a while now, but now with CES just happening,
Yeah.
now we finally have a tangible, Valve announced and showed off the manufacturers, who the third-party companies that are making these things.
Sure.
When we first started talking about them on Pretty Much It, I was very confused.
You were young?
I was very confused as to why someone would need something like this. Because, I was under the impression, okay, you play PC games in your living room, why don't you just hook up your computer to your
That's
TV?
what Andrew said
Yes.
the other day.
Yes.
It's very tricky. I can't. It's cool. It's not a bad thing, but I'm trying to figure out who it's for.
Who it's for, yeah.
Because it's not going to be for casuals because there's so many that it's confusing them, and they're just
If
going to
you're
get an Xbox.
You get an Xbox or
Or a
PS4.
yeah. But at the same time, PC people are going to be like, no, I'll just build my own for a much better,
Yeah,
quality.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you can improve the Steam machines, right?
Yeah, they are upgradable. A lot of them. It's weird. It's very a weird. I think it's an experiment.
That's what it feels like.
Notice how Valve themselves
Uh-huh.
aren't manufacturing their own Steam machine. They're only licensing out their name and the controller.
Yeah.
And they're gonna see what happens.
Like
So
Alienware Steam machine.
It's kind of a
man.
genius business move for them because if it fails, they'll make a little money on the licensing. But if it takes off, it could become an in-between phrase, a buzzword more.
Okay.
It'll be in between PC and console, and then
So it's
Steam
like the
machine.
iPad of devices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but also just it sounds like you just said, they don't really have a set idea.
Market?
I think their main idea was let's compete with Xbox and PS4 and not have a real good idea of how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna make our own console, and we're
It
not
just
gonna
plays the games you can already
But
play.
they're thinking more
Yeah.
just kind of evolve. Don't make a new thing, but evolve what's already out there. Evolve the media.
now-
Yeah, and Gabe Newell made
Gabe and
his
Lord Gabe.
answer to it was very confusing to me.
He's
as
awful to listen to.
yeah. Someone was like, all right, so in 2013 alone, Microsoft sold 3 million, what was it, 30 million or 3 million, something, a crazy amount of Xboxes.
Yeah.
And they're like, so what is your answer to that? We already have 65 million, talking about all the people who already have Steam.
PCs. Oh,
No,
Steam.
just Steam.
Yeah, 65
As if
million.
they're all going to get this thing.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Not a chance,
You're
exactly.
going to get
yeah.
1% of them will get
Yeah,
it.
there's a big
But now let me ask,
user base.
they licensed it, did they not?
Yes.
Aren't there multiple
all different manufacturers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
13.
interesting.
13
All right, like you said,
manufacturers,
it's-
different
And
They-
growing, I would assume.
Yeah.
However many want to do it, right?
I understand a little better, you download something onto your computer and you go play it on your TV.
Yeah.
With the remote is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know who is this made for. Because like you said, PC gamers are just gonna stick with PCs.
Yep.
Casual gamers are gonna stick with consoles.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm curious just because I'm kind of in between, and if I had money, a lot of money,
but you have
I would buy.
a super PC.
And you have
I
money.
have a decent PC, but I don't,
Well,
I don't know.
I'm putting you on the spot for a
Put him
reason.
on blast.
Yeah, no. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's
Yeah.
just kind of. But on my standpoint, it would be much cooler to have a smaller consoleized PC designed for me to just plug shit into it, sit it in my living room. It looks really nice.
So this
and
is
it plays
really,
games.
it's really more
Really just to
about
impress girls.
convenience.
Okay.
Yeah, convenience. I think form factor
And
is a bigger
girls.
thing than people are.
All right,
That's a big
and
part of
also an interesting factoid is that it's $500 So still,
The cheapest one is $500. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
The
a lot
most
more than the
expensive one
Xbox
can
and
be
the PS4 then.
no,
Yes.
Xbox is 500.
Oh, I thought it was.
So-
okay, never
So
mind.
I was thinking like, all right, so
thought it
this
was 4.
So I was
yeah,
like,
4 and 5.
So like with what we just discussed on who this is made for, I'm like, all right, so they gotta do something crazy with the price, so people say I gotta buy that.
Yeah.
So now if it's the same price as an Xbox,
Well, the fact
I'm
that
just gonna get an Xbox.
the fact that it's an open market though means someone can come along, and if they have the cheap components to make it and meet the requirements, they can make a $400.
I guess the biggest thing to gain from this is that you can upgrade it.
Yeah.
That's like the only reason why I guess you would buy
Yeah.
one. Which
Yeah,
is cool because in 2 years Xbox Ones are going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
They might even be obsolete right now.
Yeah. Which is where this could be a long-term thing. Then,
Now,
definitely.
speaking of obsolete,
Yes. Let's talk about.
how if I wanted to play those old games, how could I do that?
Oh, well, Eric, you could sign up for the newly announced PlayStation Now, which is what PlayStation teased when talking about the PlayStation 4.
Oh,
their,
those
their
little teases.
Gaikai streaming service. And I don't mean streaming like live streaming your game.
And streaming in the down the river.
Yeah, I'm
Like a
talking-
Yeah,
stream.
not like nature.
No.
You okay?
Are you thinking about Vin Diesel again? Uh-oh. His throat's closing up. His lungs were closed. His lungs were closed. Don't do this.
They can't see you
I hate
huddling
you.
around me right now.
I'm trying to do Mel Gibson from Science. It's not really
That was the
working.
most you've ever touched me, ever. You put your arms around me. Anyway, PlayStation Now is going to be a cloud-based service where you can... they essentially likened it to like Netflix, where
right.
you can get games on demand streamed to your device regardless of platform. This will be a service for PlayStation Vita, PS3, and PS4. So, for example, and they demonstrated at CES, you can play The Last of Us on your Vita with a little bit of latency, but apparently that's a cool
Now,
thing
when
that
I
people want to
play
pay for.
when I play Netflix, if I'm visiting my parents, they don't have as good of internet as I do, and it sometimes doesn't look as good.
Yep.
What happens then?
That's where I think the variations are going to be.
Okay.
Especially because people are saying at a CES, like, oh, it's really awesome. I was playing, again, The Last of Us on PlayStation Vita, and then, playing this on PS4 and playing a PS1 game. But really, their servers were around the corner and down the room.
Yeah.
It's not like...
They're
No,
on
yeah.
their own Wi-Fi.
That's-
It's the same Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's
That's,
very controlled. But that's PlayStation Now. It will be very exciting. There is a closed beta in January going down, and I'm signed up for it. Are you? You guys should.
I do think...
Google it.
Google
Just Google
it. Bing it.
Yeah.
Bing-
No.
Don't Bing it?
This is a no Bing house.
Okay.
Sorry.
No
I don't
Bing.
even live
It's a
here.
No Bing zone.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
big, no
Now,
Bing zone.
so PlayStation Now, that sounds great.
Yeah.
PlayStation Now is 2 words.
Eric,
Segues.
Why don't
This
we?
is my segment,
Why don't we
too.
talk about something? I know, but I got the segues. I got the segue in me.
I got the segs.
Why don't we talk about something else that's 2 words?
Alien Isolation,
Oh,
which was just announced.
my God. Now, I heard you say alien. Did you mean to say aliens?
Yes, as in, no, based off of the original Alien movie.
Like as in the Fincher movie?
Yes, as in...
No, I'm sorry. What? Fincher, that's the third
Jesus.
one. Fincher, I meant, what the hell's his name? What the hell's his name? Ridley Scott. I'm like, yeah, Fincher. As soon as I said it, I was like, no, you're
Yeah.
wrong.
No,
You're
really.
wrong, Eric, and
Yeah.
and now you're not
but
funny.
Specifically, and a shock to a lot of people, not the James Cameron,
Right.
machine gun
Which is the one you,
shooting
as far as video
Space
games go,
Marines.
you'd expect because
Yes.
it's Space
Yeah.
Marines.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the first time that they've really tackled the survival horror.
This is-
Right.
this
Now,
excites me.
I am a general knowledge person when it comes to games. I don't know much. This is a sequel to Colonial Marines?
No.
Oh, no.
Now, I knew that. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
playing the
Okay.
part of the general consumer.
Oh, okay, and that's what people will think.
Exactly, they're all going to think
And
that.
that's-
So now,
yeah.
explain to me why this looks awesome, assuming I didn't watch the gameplay footage
Okay.
and shit my pants
Okay.
already.
Well, basically, it is a survival horror alien game where the focus is on you just being a regular person, not a space
Not a Space
Marine.
Marine.
And you're actually Ripley's daughter, which is very cool, but that's a weird, confusing
Yeah,
thing.
it's,
to
it's
retcon
going to be
a
interesting
little
if
bit.
that's going to be canon. Yeah.
But the big thing is that the game is based around one alien hunting you down for the most part.
That's perfect.
That's
very, very much in
terrifying.
lieu of something like Slender or
or
Amnesia.
or something. Not that
game
there's only
design
one in
wise.
Amnesia, but
Now,
you know.
it's based on like a cinematic terror that is kind of created. Like there's no like cutscenes or anything. It's just cinematic moments happen. The alien
Beautiful.
has presence. It's
Yep.
scary.
How long is this game going to be, though?
That's what's going
Is
to
it
be.
going to be like puzzles
They're
and
gonna
stuff,
have
I guess,
to-
or what?
they're
That
gonna
sounds
have
like a
to pad
good
it out.
hour-long game.
The fact that it's not an indie game, it's a big AAA game.
Right,
there's
there
gonna
must be
some
something.
padding.
This could be the first AAA game, survival horror,
to embrace that
years.
PC
Like,
indie type of
I
thing.
can't even remember what Silent Hill 3
Yeah.
was that like the last one?
No, but
no, but
no, but they're totally embracing like the PC indie stuff that's really.
Oh yeah, I was
taken
about
off
to
the
say
indie
that.
horror.
I was thinking like, are they finally seeing the light? Like, oh wow, people like to be scared.
Yeah.
yeah, are they looking at like
Yeah.
literally all like look at PewDiePie for example.
Oh,
I know
like,
you guys
yeah.
don't like him, but.
And-
He literally just plays scary games and screams, and that's what people like.
Yeah.
And it's
That's what
fun
the
to
kids
play.
like.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to play.
Yeah, fun to
it's
play, fun to
great.
watch. And
so
it's-
this is smart.
And
I'm into it.
Oh, and it's not just like we've talked about this so many times and pretty much shit. People will argue to say like Dead Space or the new Resident Evils or survival horror. If you got a machine gun thrower that shoots like electric bullets, that's not survival
What
horror.
a useless flamethrower.
Yeah. No, like in Dead
I
Space.
wanted a flamethrower.
In Dead
This is
Space, you're gonna make
bullets.
like a gun that like
Does everything?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
who
Sounds
gives
fun.
a shit? It's like
Yeah, this is what gun is in this game as of right now that we know of.
Apparently,
the answer
you do
is-
get a gun, but it's like a pistol.
Really, I was gonna say the answer is none, but you do get a gun
Yeah,
eventually.
eventually
Okay.
you get a gun, but for the most
Well, for
part,
the most part, it's
very
not.
much
Did we
just
talk
survival.
about how they're? Oh wait, am I thinking of the right game? Like how they're saying that this game adapts to you?
Nope. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The alien, the AI design, it learns your escape behavior and your avoidance patterns.
Yep.
And tries to beat you.
I
So
love
there's
it,
probably,
yeah.
I'm guessing that probably in the computer's mind there's like 12 ways to escape.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing the same one, it forces you to do another one
Yeah.
and another one.
Yeah.
So
And,
basically, by the
basically-
end, you will have to do something different every time.
It'll
you
be
do
Like
it.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining like if you're a guy who plays Amnesia and like you hide in the closets every time looking for
That's only
monsters.
gonna work
Eventually
once.
it's not
Then the
gonna work.
monsters figure out, oh, it's probably in the fucking closet.
Yep.
So basically, I don't want to play this game because it's scary. That's scary and
in
hard.
the gameplay footage, I was so scared. I was watching it alone in the middle of the day, and I gasped out loud and had to cover my mouth. I was terrified.
It's just awesome because it totally captures the look, the feel of
looks
the
beautiful.
original Alien movie.
Uh-huh.
Very like lo-fi sci-fi.
Yeah, well, that movie accomplished something that hasn't been done probably since. Like we've been saying, that movie was just about one alien, a bunch of people getting picked off. But now every horror movie's got to be like,
Yeah,
this
there's a
shit's
million
crazy.
aliens,
Is
yeah.
it,
Bananas, were you gonna say?
Bananas.
Okay.
Aliens and bananas.
And I hope it comes out good. It could.
We have a long wait.
Yeah, I think we do.
It's not coming out until like the end of 2014.
Neither are you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Speaking of neither of you.
Speaking of things that are
Yeah.
going to come out throughout 2014, why don't we move on to the poll? Wow, that was a beautiful segue.
Whoa.
So that's it for news. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this week's poll
Oh,
question.
we're still doing the poll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why-
This
what's
was
wrong
like
with you?
like pretty much it was just like slash and burn, change everything.
Nah, man, we got to keep some things. Some things. The poll question last week was, what is your most anticipated 2014 PMI moment? Which, of
Future
course,
moment.
means you need to look into the future and see what happens before it happens.
Everybody can do that.
Yes. So, in third place, we have Eric hates The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it doesn't happen either.
I certainly hope
don't.
that doesn't happen.
That is a
so
possible
I'm
future.
fighting fate here, and I really hope that doesn't happen. Number two, you guys are. Number two is I don't even know if I want to say it. When reviews come back.
Oh, that's funny.
So you guys are out of luck on that.
your
You're shit out
guys,
of luck.
your future goggles aren't working.
Future goggles ain't working.
But
You gotta
we're still talking
you
about
gotta
movies.
readjust the flux capacity.
But I do think that number one is a definite possibility. In first place, most anticipated event of 2014, when Mike kills Jake.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? I was just thinking today. I'm like, Jake, he doesn't rub me the wrong way, but he's starting to.
it's getting there.
It's getting there, and you know
Uh-oh.
what? It just.
Whoa, that's
You just witnessed what could be the beginning of the end.
Shut up.
why.
Why?
That was a
Oh,
real-
that's for the. Okay, so for those of you watching, he clearly didn't hit Mike. Those
I
of
didn't
you,
hit Mike.
those of you listening to the podcast, he might have just slapped
You
Mike in the
might
face.
have. And I
Yeah.
feel
You seem pretty okay, even though I just
I'm
hate
very
you.
on the inside. Inside wounds cut deeper.
Okay.
The first cut is the deepest.
I'm not going to sing. I was just about to. I breathed in to sing, but I'm not going to do it. Now, this week's poll question is, so some of the stuff we talked about was revealed at CES, correct?
Yes.
CES is going on now. Not that we cover tech so much, because that's another world that we are definitely interested in.
Yes.
But don't feel confident enough really covering
No.
that. I don't know enough of
But it
what's going
happens
on
to
there.
bump into ours a little bit.
Right, but I'm curious to know, and I hope you guys are as well, what at CES 2014, check it out. I'm sure you guys are following it. I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys are the crowd that looks into it as well. Nerds. Douchebags, solo, they go solo, if you will.
YOLO.
What?
speaking of YOLO, the podcast. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
my God.
I'm literally just saying the words that come to my mind. What do you think was the coolest thing at CES this year?
Ooh.
Was it a smartwatch? Was it a bendable TV? Was it the steam machine?
Was it something I'm
else?
thinking about that movie fans probably got a kick out of, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want everyone to put it in the poll.
Yeah, that will be number
You
one
know what I'm
regardless.
thinking about.
And we'll just don't say it. We'll talk about that next week because it will be number one for sure. Let us know what your favorite thing at CES was. I'm just thinking about it. By clicking the link in the info and going to facebook.com/prettymuchit
Yeah, that was a
and
good time.
voting in the poll. In case you're wondering, hey, they didn't talk about trailers last week, they'll talk about trailers this week. Again, nothing too exciting.
Zero.
We got the Veronica Mars trailer. I don't watch it.
I don't
Yeah,
watch it.
We don't know
whatever.
anything about it, so
It's
there's
cool
no
that it
point in
got
talking
funded.
about it.
I kind of get a bad feel, very personal bad feeling. I don't know how you guys feel.
I don't care.
But the whole thing about very famous people using Kickstarter, it doesn't.
That's a whole nother thing.
Doesn't
We've
fit
talked
right
about
with me.
that.
This
Yeah,
was good.
that's-
This was good. Thanks for joining us for the
great.
podcast. If you're listening to the
Yeah.
podcast,
New stuff, same poll.
Again, now that's going to be a merged world where if you're listening at home and we address the podcast, if you're watching at home, we address the podcast, deal with it. If
Yeah.
you're listening to the podcast and we address YouTube, deal with it.
Yeah.
It's going to be this merged world for a while, and we'll see what happens. But I got to tell you, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun, and I think that's pretty much it.